If you've saved $500,000 for retirement, you might be wondering, is that actually enough to stop working? Because for years, you've probably heard that you need $1 million to retire comfortably. But that's not always true, especially here in Canada. The real question isn't how much you have, it's how much income that $500,000 can generate, how efficiently you draw it down, and how you combine it with CPP, OAS, and maybe even part-time income. I've seen couples with $500,000 retire at 62 and live comfortably for 30 years. And I've seen others with the same amount struggle to make it last a decade. The difference, it's not luck or investment returns, it's planning. Because $500,000 can absolutely work, but only if you understand how to turn it into steady, sustainable income that fits your lifestyle. Hi, I'm Alex Kellerman, certified financial planner with IG Wealth Management. Now, let's break down whether $500,000 is enough to retire in Canada, and more importantly, what it takes to make it work. At first glance, $500,000 feels like a big number, and it is. But when you spend it over 25 or 30 years of retirement, it becomes clear why the real question isn't, can I retire? It's how can I make this money last? Let's say you retire at 65 and want to make your savings last until 90. That's 25 years. If you withdraw 4% per year, that gives you roughly $20,000 of annual income from your investments. On its own, that's not enough to fund a comfortable retirement. But remember, your savings don't have to do all the work. For most Canadians, $500,000 is just one pillar of a broader plan that includes CPP, OAS, and sometimes a pension or part-time income. When you combine government benefits with your personal savings, the picture changes quickly. So a typical Canadian retiree at 65 might receive CPP, roughly $12,000 to $16,000 per year, OAS, about $8,500 per year. Now that's $20,000 to $25,000 in base government income. Add in $20,000 a year from your $500,000 portfolio, and suddenly you're sitting at $40,000 to $45,000 of annual income. If you own your home, have minimal debt, and live outside an expensive city like Toronto or Vancouver, that can absolutely support a modest, enjoyable lifestyle. You might not be taking luxury cruises every year, but you can cover your needs, travel occasionally, and enjoy your time without financial stress. The key is managing that income efficiently. The type of accounts you use does matter. So where your $500,000 is held makes a huge difference in how far it goes. Let's look at 3 scenarios. Scenario 1. It's all in an RRSP. Every withdrawal is fully taxable as income. That means if you take $25,000 out, you might only keep $19,000 to $20,000 after tax depending on your province. You'll want to plan withdrawals carefully to avoid higher tax brackets. Let's say scenario 2, it's all in a TFSA. So every withdrawal is 100% tax-free. No income tax, no OAS clawback, no impact on government benefits. If a portion of your savings is in a TFSA, you'll have far more flexibility and less risk of overpaying tax later. And let's say scenario 3, the most common, a mix of RSP, TFSA, and non-registered. This is the most tax efficient setup. You can blend withdrawals, taking some taxable, some tax-free to keep your total income within lower tax brackets. So for example, you withdraw $25,000 from your RSP, add $10,000 from your TFSA, and you've got $35,000 in spending power while staying under key tax thresholds. That's how you make $500,000 stretch 5, 10, even 15 years longer. The truth is, your spending habits matter more than your balance. So let's say a couple living in a smaller city like Halifax or Saskatoon with no mortgage and moderate expenses might live comfortably on $45,000 to $50,000 a year. But a couple in Vancouver or Toronto with higher living costs might need $70,000 to $80,000. So $500,000 can absolutely work, but it usually requires some adjustments. That might mean downsizing to reduce housing costs, moving to a more affordable community, paying off all debts before retirement, or taking on part-time consulting or seasonal work to supplement income. It's not about sacrificing your lifestyle, it's about optimizing it for the life you actually want. If you're not sure how far your savings can really take you, let's connect. Book a call with me and I'll walk you through a personalized strategy to stretch your retirement income without sacrificing the lifestyle you've worked for. Next is inflation. Here's what most people forget. Inflation doesn't stop when you retire. At just 2.5% inflation, your cost of living will double in about 28 years. So a $40,000 lifestyle today could cost $80,000 in your late 80s. That means your portfolio can't just sit in cash. You'll need growth investments like equities, balanced funds, or ETFs to help your income keep up with rising prices. Even with 500,000, a diversified approach is key. It's not about chasing returns, it's about protecting your purchasing power. So here's something most retirees never consider. When you withdraw matters as much as what you withdraw. If you retire and markets drop early on, those early withdrawals can permanently reduce your long-term wealth, a concept called sequence of returns risk. So the fix? Separate your investments into buckets. So you could have a short-term bucket for 2 to 3 years of cash or GICs for predictable income, a mid-term bucket for 3 to 7 years of bonds or conservative balance funds, and then a long-term for 8+ years of growth-focused investments for inflation protection. That structure helps you ride out market swings without being forced to sell at the wrong time. So when you have 500,000, your withdrawal strategy is everything. Here's a smart framework. Number 1, use RSP withdrawals strategically before age 71 so you're not hit with large RIF minimums later. Number 2, you delay CPP and OAS if possible. Every year you wait increases your guaranteed lifetime income. 3, draw from your TFSAs for extras like travel, home upgrades, or helping family without increasing your taxable income. And 4, keep your total income under OAS clawback limits, which is around 90,000, to avoid giving back benefits unnecessarily. A structured plan like this can help your 500,000 last 25+ years while keeping your taxes and stress low. So let's say you're 65, single, and have 500,000, mostly in an RRSP, plus full CPP and OAS. You could withdraw about 25,000 per year from your RRSP, receive around 18,000 combined from CPP and OAS. That gives you 43,000 per year of total income. After taxes, you'd likely take home around 38 to 40,000 depending on your province. So if you own your home, that can cover groceries, utilities, modest travel, and insurance comfortably. And if you add 5 to 10,000 per year from part-time work, you're in a solid position with room to save or splurge occasionally. It's not about being rich, it's about being secure. The 3 golden rules for a $500,000 retirement. So number 1, start with a plan, not a guess. The earlier you map out your income sources, the less pressure you'll feel. Number 2, balance growth and safety. You will still need your money working for you, just with a strategy that fits your risk level. Number 3, coordinate taxes and timing. The order you withdraw from your accounts can save you tens of thousands in tax over time. Even a small difference in planning can stretch your money for years longer. Retiring on 500,000 in Canada is absolutely possible, but it's not automatic. It takes structure, discipline, and the right withdrawal plan to make it last. The good news, well, you don't need to guess your way through it. With proper planning, you can turn that 500,000 into decades of freedom, flexibility, and peace of mind. If you'd like to see how far your savings could take you and exactly how much you can safely withdraw each year, click the link in the description to book a free call with me. And if you found this helpful, give it a like and share it with someone who's wondering if their savings are really going to last. Thanks.